Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about a young woman named Morgan Bullock, and we are going to talk about cultural appreciation, appropriation, and exchange. And we're going to talk about what the differences are. We're going to do this because she gave us the perfect window to kind of look at this subject through, unintentionally. If you don't know, Morgan Bullock is an Irish dancer, traditional Irish dance, river dance. Okay? She has studied it half her life. She recently caused a stir by performing traditional Irish steps to modern music and putting it on TikTok while black. That's really what this boils down to. Somehow this upset people. So it didn't take long for people to just crawl out of the woodwork and begin to accuse her of cultural appropriation. But was it? Was it? That doesn't just mean that you're not a part of this culture and you did something with it. That's not what that means. And I would like to take this moment to point out that given Irish Americans' practices when they first arrived in this country, she very well could be Irish. Skin tone is not really a good measure of that. So cultural appropriation is where you take something from another culture with no understanding, no respect for it, you tokenize it, and maybe you use it for your own ends. That's what cultural appropriation is. That's not what she did. She spent half her life studying Irish dance. I would have to assume that at some point during this, she's heard Irish music. If you don't know, Irish folk are storytellers. It's like our thing. The music reflects that. If you listen to enough Irish music, you will learn the culture and history of Ireland dating back till forever. It is what it is. That's. She did this for 10 years. 10 years she studied this. And yes, the dancing that she does is primarily associated with music that is mostly instrumental. However, I find it hard to believe that that's all she listened to, and that's all she heard after 10 years, half her life, and going to Ireland, which I would imagine most people complaining about this haven't. So that's cultural appreciation. She understands it, she respects it, she participates in it. Nothing wrong with that. But see, then she took that next step. She took something from that culture and she transformed it and made it her own in a non-mocking, non-offensive way while still respecting it and understanding the culture. That's cultural exchange, otherwise known as the story of humanity and how civilization progresses. This is why we have Arabic numerals in the United States. And somebody right now is going to say, well, they're not really Arabic. I know, they got them through cultural exchange. This is how humanity moves forward. The world would be a whole lot better off if we had more cultural exchange. So why were people calling it cultural appropriation? Because she's black. It wasn't actually Irish folk complaining about it, by the way. I know a whole lot of Irish folk. Nobody had an issue with it. The Irish embassy even tweeted out support for it. It was white folk in the United States looking to play the victim and whine. There's no issue here. There's no scandal here. The world would be better off if there were more people like Morgan Bullock who took the time to understand another culture. But I do understand the concern, because the last time black folk and Irish folk got together and started dancing, it spawned a whole new form of dance. It's where tap dancing came from. The world can continue to move forward. All it takes is a little bit of understanding. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.